Our Digipreneur Keron Rose is joining us live, coming in to us hot from Cambodia on this Tuesday morning. Well, I guess it's afternoon in Cambodia. I mean, I only hear about these countries, you know, in the movies and in the books. And I would imagine one of the pros of being a digital nomad is doing just that, the ability to move around and travel and see the world. Because I'm thinking you're coming to us today from Thailand, but you're in Cambodia, Keron Rose. What brings you and what takes you? What takes you to Cambodia, Keron?
The fact that I can.
I guess so. I guess it is.
The fact that I can. You know, Cambodia is about an hour flight away from Bangkok. Man, it's less than $100 return trip if you're taking a flight, even cheap if you're taking a bus or any other forms of transportation. And, you know, as you said, it's one of those countries where you only ever really heard about it in the movies. So even to just be here is really just surreal. I never would have thought I would have ever made it to Cambodia. And seeing the development happening in Cambodia is crazy. There's been more luxury vehicles I've seen ever in my life. And I never would have thought I would have seen that in Cambodia. So it's been a really interesting trip so far.
Fantastic. So I guess, you know, one of the pros of being a digital nomad, again, the ability to move around, travel, see the world, expand your knowledge, expand your base, expand your network. So let's deal firstly with the pros, and then we'll head across to some of the cons. Pros of being a digital nomad, to live like how you're living, on the move. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a good time to dive into this topic because as of 6 months ago to the date is when I jumped on the plane and left Trinidad. I can't even believe it's been 6 months already. And in this 6 month period, just kind of, you know, thinking about the pros and the cons, I thought it was a good time to talk about it. So the biggest pro is that you have that freedom and flexibility to travel, visit different countries, see how things are done in other countries so that you can expand your own knowledge. You get to embrace a lot of different cultural activities, depending on the country that you are going to. And that is the biggest pro. And I also think that because we might not travel and look at countries to live in, we kind of just travel to vacation and just do a lot of the touristy things. I don't think people realize which country is the best fit for them and what they want out of life until they start to travel and look at it from, what is it like living in this country? So I think as a digital nomad, you get to travel, you get to live like a local, and you really get to see which country aligns with what you want out of your life. Therefore, you can ultimately pick which country you want to settle down in, short-term, medium-term, or long-term. That is one of the biggest pros to me so far.
Fantastic. In terms of the actual finances, I mean, is it one that it comes in on such a regular basis and it will come into your account no matter where you are so that you could maintain and keep a particular lifestyle out there? Walk me through the pros financially.
Yeah, so that great question, because there's pros and there's cons to that. So financially, the biggest pro, and to me, this is probably 1B. The biggest pro is that when you earn a higher currency, you are able to now pick a country that has a lower cost of living, and you can really live off of that currency exchange. So for example, I think like $1 is close to like 38 Thai baht, Thailand dollars. And the cost of living is just so much cheaper that if you are able to earn at least like $1,000 US a month, you can live in a condo, you can live a pretty good lifestyle, and you can travel off of just $1,000 a month. $1,000 TT works out to be like $6,700. What condo in Trinidad are you getting? What car are you going to be able to afford? How much traveling are you doing if your salary is $6,700 a month? But if you're living in, you know, countries like countries in South America, countries in Southeast Asia, $1,000 a month can still give you a pretty good lifestyle. That's one of the biggest pros if you're able to earn that higher currency, which also leads to one of the biggest cons if you're coming from Trinidad. And this is something that, you know, we've spoken about in the program over the years, and something that I'm very vocal about. You have to find ways to access your money. Because of the situation in Trinidad and Tobago, we're honest, we're unfortunately, the Trinidad and Tobago dollar is worthless outside of Trinidad and Tobago. There are really no mechanisms for you to access your money. So that puts me in a very precarious situation because a lot of the clients that I work with are based in Trinidad. But unless they have their own foreign exchange to pay my foreign accounts or to pay me through PayPal, if they pay me in TT dollars, I'm handicapped because there really is no mechanism to access that money. And my money is for lack of a better term, is really trapped in Trinidad. And it's up to me now to find ways to get my money out of Trinidad to be able to access it. So if you're coming from Trinidad, that right now is one of the biggest issues. And that is something that I hope the new government that was installed can look into, because it's not just people who are nomads. Think about the people who are schooling abroad. They have the same problem. If you're doing medical procedures abroad, you don't have access to your money back in Trinidad other than what you have on your credit card. So that's one of the biggest cons if you are coming as a digital nomad coming from Trinidad.
Indeed. You know, everybody's different. There are many who will embrace the solitude, that quiet, being by themselves. Walk me through the pros and cons of the actual sense of community and the interactions that you go through on a daily basis as a digital nomad. Walk me through that part of it.
Man, loneliness has been, the furthest thing that has happened. I think because of you're meeting so many people on a day-to-day. Like I've hung out, like I've gone to the bar with married couples from America who are in their 60s. And we've had an amazing time together, amazing conversations, really enlightening stuff that I've learned. You meet people from all walks of life just doing your day-to-day thing because there are other people that are on this journey with you, right? So I've met a lot of amazing people from all over. Matter of fact, shout outs if my guy is watching this. There's a YouTuber by the name of Tim Tent. If he's watching, or if you go check out his YouTube channel, he's a big YouTuber, travel vlogger. Me and him hang out a lot, and he's from Belgium. Another guy that I hang out with is a German engineer working for a cancer research society. He's from Moldova working for a German firm, and we hang out all the time as well. So you meet people from all walks of life. Heck, I'm meeting a lot of Trinis all over Southeast Asia as well. So we do have that Caribbean community as well. The only thing I would say is that if you're now looking for relationships, if you're looking for partnerships, that's where things get tricky, because a lot of the relationships and the people that you meet are going to be people that are traveling as well. They're traveling all over just like you. When it comes to relationships, you now have to find a partner who is willing to be on that lifestyle with you, and that way you're now traveling companions. It's doable because I'm meeting a lot of married couples who are traveling the world together, so I know it's doable, but that is something that you intentionally have to look for when it comes to finding that companion, that partner.
I guess the key really is at what point, at what stage in your life you decide to take this particular dive into the unknown, because I would imagine it might be a bit easier for someone young with no major commitments here at home. But if you are, let's say, married with children, I think it might really be a tough ask to just pick up yourself and remove yourself from Trinidad and head across to, let's say, Asia or South America or Africa or India to become a digital nomad. I mean, when you think, when really is the best time? I guess everybody will be different.
It honestly, there's no specific time, because I've met people who are early 20s, and like I just said, I hang out with a couple in their 60s that are doing it. So there really is no time. I think what it comes down to is the choice of lifestyle and redefining success, which is, I think, one of the biggest things or mental shifts that people have to have. Because ideally, when you think about your roadmap for your life and what success looks like, that typically has been programmed to us in the form of, you need to have a house, get the car, settle down, climb the corporate ladder. That has typically been the blueprint of success. But for digital nomads or the people that are traveling the world, success looks very different. Success is not having a house. Success is not having a car. Success is flexibility. It's freedom to travel at your leisure. It's time freedom, being able to do work at your own time that you have that you set out. But it also gives you the financial freedom as well, because now you don't have to earn as much money to live a very, very high quality life, depending on where you live. So what success looks like is going to be very different. And I think once you can redefine what that success looks like for you, it makes it easier to transition. And again, depending on whatever age you were at, because I've also met people who are traveling with 3 kids and they've lived in multiple countries. And they've told me how they're able to do it and the benefits of that. And I think it might seem difficult in the beginning, but as the kids get older, when you meet people who have lived in like 4, 5, 6 different countries, they're well-traveled. They have seen multiple countries. They have a more balanced view of the world, and they're some of the nicest people you will ever meet. So I definitely think it's something that people can look into. It's definitely doable, and my recommendation to anybody with families looking to make that kind of transition is follow some of the other content creators who are traveling with families, living that nomadic lifestyle, and then you can really see their day-to-days and how they make it work for them.
Via your due diligence, when you were doing your own personal investigation, I guess you were able to zone in on Thailand. But what other countries you'll recommend for those looking on that really it's a good fit, you get bang for your buck, and you're able to, as you rightfully said, with the resources at hand, live comfortably, condo life, able to enjoy the amenities, the restaurants, the nightlife, the culture? What are some countries you'll advise folks to start looking to right now?
So I get upset. I want to put some minister in a headlock because I feel like Tobago should be on that list. I feel like Trinidad and Tobago could be on that list. I feel like we can really build up Trinidad and Tobago as a place that encourages digital nomads to come and settle. Because guess what? When I came from Canada, I was already like, wow, being able to come with my Canadian dollars to TNT, I already got a big bang for my buck, right? And I think Tobago has a lot to offer. We could build TNT up as a good destination because it's cheaper than the majority of the other Caribbean islands as well, right? So Tobago could be a space to push it. But South America, countries like Medellin, that was actually the original country I was looking to move to. Sorry, not Medellin as a country. Colombia as a country, Medellin was the city I was looking at. So you have Colombia. You also have Honduras is another place that people are looking at as well. Chile is another good place that people are looking at. And then you have European countries like Portugal. Portugal is another big hotspot for digital nomads. Indonesia is a big hotspot for digital nomads. And pretty much most of Southeast Asia, countries like Cambodia, Vietnam, which has been crowned as the most affordable country to live in the entire world right now, is huge for digital nomads. So those are a couple of countries. Once you're looking at Southeast Asia, if you're looking at Eastern Europe, and if you're looking at South America, you're going to be in good company. And then for Caribbean, honestly, because Trinidad and Tobago is cheaper than most of our other Caribbean islands, that is something that the governments should be looking into, because guess what? There are over 66 digital nomad visas around the world. Countries are really trying to bring in and court digital nomads because they don't take away any local resources from the locals. They just come with their currency and they spend all of their money in your country, which is why digital nomads have now become the hottest segment of people around the world that countries are trying to court to bring to their shores.
So you want to put a minister in a headlock? Have a name for you, yeah, you know? Have a name. There's a minister. You know what? Let me. We want you to come back. Let me don't put you in anyway. Listen. Wow. Hey, Keron, all the best. Great conversation as always, man. And enjoy Cambodia. Send me some pictures, man. Send me some pics. I want to see the place.
Oh, I will. Yeah. I will. Because I've seen some vehicles around. I've seen some Maybachs around here that have Jason Williams' name all over. All right.
Please do.
I feel like BYD. I know you're the man for BYD. Yeah. There's BYD everywhere.
Say less. BYD, build your dreams. Listen, all the best, Keron. Thanks so much. And we'll touch base soon.
Okay. Take care, Jason.
Nice. Yeah, I know see if I'm minister there from my headlock. Yes, man, say. Wow. Keron, thank you so much as always. Let me tell you. We take the pause, we come back, and we get into our conversations on cancer. Dr. LeBlanc, she joins me next.